it's 9 a.m. I'd like to welcome everybody to the work session of the Limestone County Commission for May the 19th. Do we have any public comment, Ella?
We do not.
All right, thank you, everybody. Need a pen there?
Yes.
Got everything you needed? All right. And as everybody always knows, public comment, if you can't get to us, you can email it to us or send it in, and we'll be glad to get with it. So, all right, first thing on the agenda will be the minutes from May the 2nd. Anybody got a discussion with the minutes?
No, sir.
All right, and we got claims in the amount of $1,734,763.53. Anybody got any complaint or anything with any claim being paid? All right, conflicts of interest. Anybody got any conflicts of interest or anything today? All right, moving forward, and we have no public hearings, resolutions, and orders. First on here be to adopt a resolution to participate in the 2025 back-to-school sales tax holiday. This is something we do every year, just like severe weather and other things we do. It's just mandatory. We must adopt that in every year. It's hard to believe we're already talking about back-to-school. It's just hard to believe. But anybody got any issue with that? All right, no issues with that. Contracts, agreements, and MOUs and grants, we have none. Budget revisions. We have one budget revision today, and that is for the KALB. As everybody knows, we had the hazardous household waste pickup. I want to thank all the volunteers for working through that. It was a good success. But that's what this budget revision is for. We do this every year. We give them their funding whenever that comes around every time. So, and I touch base with everybody on it, I think, so everybody's good. Anybody got any issues? Or anything y'all would like to see added to that or done away with or anything? All right. Emergency purchases, we have none. Board appointments, we have none. Award of bids and quotes, we have none. Personnel and staffing plan, we have 6 items on here today. We got 2 part-time employees that we do every year through the summer. Caleb Posey and Connor McMeans, and they're temporary help for cutting grass and stuff through the summer, so it'll be pending a drug screening, and their start date will be determined. So anybody got any issue with either one of them? All right, the next 2 will be staffing plan adjustments. One of them is to amend the staffing plan to add 1 additional truck operator in the solid waste. That'll be a total of 11 truck drivers. And as y'all know, we are everybody has a route and everybody is full as they could be. And we have 1 driver that is going to be going out with some medical issues and going to be out for a pretty extent. And we just need a spare driver and a trainee and all that. So that gives us a backup driver. And, you know, we don't have any spare drivers. And this guy will drive when somebody's out. That way they won't have to double up on routes and stuff like that. And also, if he don't have a route or whatever, he can deliver cans and help around the shop and do whatnot. So that's the reasoning for this position. And I know, as you know, when you have 10 truck drivers, somebody takes off or somebody builds vacation or somebody's out or something. So plus on holidays, he can help double up and get things up. So, all right, anybody got any issue with that? All right, the next one will be to amend the staffing plan to the License Commission Office. This will reflect 8 title tag clerks and 5 senior title tag clerks. The previous staffing plan had 7 title tag clerks and 6 senior, so we're just changing that around a little bit for Joseph. Anybody got any issue with that? All right, no issues with that. We'll move on to the next 2. Will be to approve to promote Julia McCurry from help desk to title tag clerk, and this will be effective May 19th. And the other one will be to approve to hire Allison Thornton as a help desk, and that'll be effective May 19th. Anybody got any issue with either one of those? And if anybody don't have any issues, we'll take up 1, 2, 5, and 6 in one motion, then we'll take the 2 staffing plan up in one, if y'all don't have any issues, just to make it streamlined a little better. All right. Anybody got anything else for the staffing plan or any other thing? All right. Merit increases. We've got a few listed below. Anybody got any issue with anybody on the merit increase? If not, I want to thank all the employees. All right, engineers report, Mr. Massey.
We have 3 subdivisions for you guys' consideration today. It's Hayes Browns Ferry Park. This is a minor for preliminary and final, creating 7 lots in District 3. The links at Southern Gales, they're having to do a replat on it that affects 47 lots. This has already been approved as final for the construction for the major, but this replat, like I said, affects those 47 lots, and but it's a preliminary for and final. And then Chapel Hill Phase 2, this is a major for final approval, creating 35 lots in District 1.
Anybody got any conversation with any one of the subdivisions? All right. You got anything else, Mark?
We are moving to District 2 today, and we should begin patching. Should have the patching done on the Rebuild Alabama project this week there on Cambridge Lane. Then that project will be waiting for the contractor to move in and do the widening and the wear and layer. So we should be finishing that up this week. So we just ask everybody to be mindful of that area. I know a lot of people kind of cut through there. So just be mindful of that area if you can. Just avoid it and go around and use Mooresville Road.
Anybody, any of y'all got anything for Mark before we move on? All right, thank you, Mark. Other business, approved to sell on Gov Deals, a couple of items out of District 3. Anybody got any issue with any one of those? All right, number 2 on here will be to approve an expansion of Riddle Cemetery located at 1259 Ripley Road. Anybody got any discussion with that? And under other business, I want to kind of give a little update on and ask y'all tell y'all something about the Goodsprings Senior Center. As everybody knows, one of our employees that was there is moving into another office, so we're short-handed right now in the senior because we have a couple of people out. We have one battling cancer, and then we have one that's going out for surgery this week. So the Goodsprings Center is kind of, we really want to serve that area. We're trying the best we can to get somebody out there. So, but it is on the staffing plan to have somebody back out there and all. So we're going to work through that this week. Me and LaDon's going to go out there Thursday and open up. They're going to get it opened up today. So we're going to go out there Thursday, and I welcome y'all to come out there and play cards with us. We're going to play cards or do something, but we're going to try our best to support that area out there. I just want to give an update that we are working through it, but the other centers are all nutrition centers, and that one's just an activity center. And by law, by our contract with TARCOG, we must operate the ones that we have to serve the meals out of. So if we may have to ship them to another center for a day, or if we had something comes up or something to that effect, but we're going to do the best we can to serve that group of citizens out there in the West Limestone, Goodsprings area. So, but I just want to give everybody an update. That's the reasoning why if we have to close a center in one day or something, that's the reasoning why. And they're just open 2 days a week. They're there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So, but if something happens and we have to move them to another center or something one day, that's the reason why, because the others are full-fledged nutrition centers, and by our TARCOG contract, we must operate the food program. So I just giving everybody a little update on that, because Ardmore runs their own, and they have a activity center. So, but then we run Elkmont, East, Tanner, and Owens as a nutrition center, and then the other one's an activity center, the one at Goodsprings. So just kind of give everybody a little update on that. So we'll be working on that. So next commission meeting, we may have on a staffing plan. I think we've already got a position out there, but it'll be on there, and it may be a part-time. It says full-time, part-time, either way. So maybe we'll have somebody on the next agenda to get somebody out there. So, all right. Anybody else got any other business they need to talk about today, or anything you want to bring from the commission? Yes, sir.
I know you've been working on trying to get us another bed in the juvenile center to help out with there, but we had a.
Hang on one second. We were supposed to have it on in a meeting today. To add that bed. I've already got that worked out.
That's right.
And while we're still in the work session, we can still add that. I've already, let me back up here a minute. We've already got that okayed and approved over there at the Juvenile Detention Center to add the third bed. And it adds to, Drew, I gave you the information on it the other day on the cost per bed, didn't I? It's 138 or something.
It was, yes, I think that's right.
Right. But anyways, it's already, all we got to do is, as a commission, we've got to approve to add that bed for a juvenile bed. And I meant to have that. I thought that slipped my mind.
I knew you were working on it.
Yeah, and we've already got it approved over there. So all we got to do as a commission body is to approve that. And you asked to add that to the agenda?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's a good deal, that's a good deal.
And I would also like for us to consider, we had 2 cases the past week. We had a young lady who stole a car and wrecked it, and because our facilities were full, we had to release that child. And another case where a young man threatened to kill his mother, and there was no bed available. The juvenile officers have asked me to request to us that in addition to looking at the bed, we look at least 1 facility, maybe 2 of the ones that they can do temporary holds. I know you said, I know we've got one in Coleman, I know you said there were a couple of others in North Alabama, but I'd like for us to authorize a memorandum of understanding with them, since there's no cost unless we use it, and we'll have the availability if we have a child who's violent and we need to separate them from the family for a couple of days. We've got that available. I don't know if we can approve, subject to the attorney's approval of the contract, the memorandum of understanding, to just set that up in place where that is another option for us.
All right, hang on one second. Go back to contracts and agreements and MOUs. Let's make, we're gonna add to the agenda the juvenile detention bed. And I plumb slipped my mind about getting that on there, and I'm sorry about that,
that's no
because we
problem.
had went through that. They've already approved that over to juvenile, and then we've already got a contract with them. It'd just be to add 1 more bed at the juvenile center. And Drew, and you kind of coach me through this and make sure I'm right. Y'all can give me the authority, if you want to if we can get a contract, get an agreement with some of these other people but we'd have to approve a line item to I tell you what, dude, just give me the authority to negotiate to see what we can do, and we'll go from there. Is that fine?
Yes.
I'd be in
Okay.
favor of that.
Okay. So to go for me, an attorney to an administrator, to negotiate any contracts, to looking at the other options. Okay. So it'll be 2 actual things we'll add. And I'm sorry I forgot all of it. I mean,
it's not a problem.
No, and like I said, I had already. They've already got it done on that side, and they done it last time we was in a commission meeting. So that was that's right. But that would give us a total of 3 beds at the Tennessee Valley Juvenile Detention Center over in Muscle Shoals or Tuscumbia. And like I said, I mean, it is, and as we grow population-wise, I think all of y'all know that we're going to, I hate to say it, but with growth, you have other issues too. And I mean, we'll have more children than you used to have. You have more, you have more opportunity. All right, so to make everybody clear, to understand, we are adding onto the contracts, agreements, and MOUs to add another bed at the Tennessee Valley Juvenile Detention Center to make us a grand total of 3 beds.
And to give you the right to
And give us the right to negotiate.
negotiate on temporary facility as well.
Yeah, and I had actually reached out to St. Clair County. They're looking at building one, and Blount County has going in with them too, and the county themselves down there is looking at that. So I told Stan Bateman to holler at me when he gets everything lined out, the chairman down there. So, all right. Anybody else got anything else when they talk about other business wise? And thank you, Johnny. I'm sorry, I just plumb forgot all about it. We had a big week. We had the rodeo and everything else going on, and hazardous waste. And I tell you what, if the Friday was I want to thank all 5 of these guys right here in Navalin. I mean, that was a major success to these smiles on some of our best cowboys in this community out there. I mean, it was. The Friday Exceptional Needs Rodeo is worth everything that goes on in the world to see the smile on people's faces. So, all right. Anything else before we recess for a few minutes? We'll just come back at 9:29.